Today we begin our week on the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes, along with Job and Proverbs and some of the book of Psalms, is part of what's known as the wisdom literature in the Bible. And it's really pretty fascinating that after 31 chapters on the importance of wisdom and humans exerting ourselves to get wisdom, to get insight, to live a life of integrity and self-discipline and faithfulness to God's will, that the very next book in the Bible, Ecclesiastes, basically takes a very different view and says, the hard pursuit of wisdom and knowledge, it's all vanity, because in the end, we all end up dying anyway, rich and poor, strong and weak. And it's the Hebrew word that is translated as vanity is something unsubstantial or futile or vain, and it appears 38 times in the book of Ecclesiastes. And the verdict is applied to different aspects of life, that pursuing wisdom, working hard, joy, knowledge, it's all found wanting. And so within the canon of the scriptures, Ecclesiastes plays a very important role in warning against human pride and preserving the mystery of God's ways, which can never be fully understood. And our verse of the day from chapter 1, verse 2 is, "Vanity of vanities," says the teacher. Vanity of vanities. All is vanity. And he goes on to talk about, what do people gain from their toil, at which they toil under the sun? All things are wearisome, more than one can express. All is vanity and chasing after the wind. And so the first two chapters of Ecclesiastes really strike a blow at human pride. Sometimes humanity, and I mean that with like a capital H as our whole race, we can be a little arrogant about how we treat the world and our place in the world. And Ecclesiastes is making the point that no matter how hard you work, no matter how hard you search for wisdom, for him and the beginning of the book, it all feels fruitless and vain. So the opening of the book of Ecclesiastes, I would say, is an invitation to humility, and recognizing that there is nothing new under the sun, as the teacher says. And there are cycles of time and seasons of the year, as we'll hear tomorrow, that are far beyond our control. So what do we learn from this first couple chapters of Ecclesiastes? We are reminded, as Proverbs taught us many times, that pride goes before a fall, but God dwells with the humble.